Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from rSpace. Husband ruined my career. I, 26 female, met my husband, 40 male, when I was 19 and he was 33. When I met him, I had just moved out of my hometown, where I had spent the last year living in a trap house and frequently using drugs. I wanted to get my life back on track. He had just gotten out of the military. Things seemed pretty good at first, but there were some red flags. With me being so young, I definitely wasn't super emotionally mature, and this would be the first actual relationship I was in. Looking back, I just really feel like I didn't know what I was doing. I had nothing to compare this to, and I wasn't ready to be in a long-term relationship. The things that stand out the most looking back as red flags include, he once trespassed in my friend's house who I was staying with, hiding behind furniture and spying on us to make sure I wasn't sleeping with my friend. I wasn't. He once made a very extensive list of things he didn't like about me, would throw it in my face, and blame me for having those thoughts. Not something he did to me, but he told me a story about how he tried to get his kid put up for adoption just to spite his baby mama so she could never see him again. He also kind of always talked down to me, and he says he didn't mean it that way, and I don't necessarily think he did, but he always just kind of made me feel kind of dumb. After a few years, I ended up joining the Navy and we got married. After my first deployment, I came back and it's hard to explain, but things just felt off. I didn't feel attracted to him anymore and really felt uncomfortable with any kind of intimacy or him touching me, but I figured I'd get over it and things would go back to normal. Eventually, months and then years went by and I still had the same feeling. I didn't really feel comfortable telling him how I felt because usually when I said something was upsetting me, he wouldn't really care, and plus I didn't want to hurt his feelings. He would often touch me, and it's hard to explain, but I would get the same sick feeling in my stomach that I can only compare to the same feeling I had when I had gotten raped once in my past. So I would either just clearly act uncomfortable, but he would keep touching me, or sometimes I would say I didn't want to be touched, and he would sometimes continue, but sometimes he would stop. However, we went years without having sex, and we would just kind of act like things were normal, even though our marriage was extremely degraded, but I guess we both just didn't want to talk about it. These years were hard, and I felt extremely depressed, but kept it bottled up. I went to my next deployment, and at that point I had already decided I would ask for a divorce when I got home. I didn't plan on cheating, but since I already felt that my marriage was over, when someone made a move on me, I ended up starting an affair. I felt extremely guilty and admitted it to him after about a month. He said he forgave me. I stopped the affair for a while, but eventually started it up again, and he said he was okay with it if I kept it going during deployment, if I cut it off when I got back. And I told him if he wanted to sleep with someone else too, that was fine. When I got back, I still wanted a divorce, and I figured since I was trying to get divorced, why not keep the affair going? I kept asking for a divorce, but he kept saying no, that he wanted to stay married. I told him I still wanted to be friends and we could do it amicably. I told him I thought he deserved to be with someone that would be better for him than me, but he refused to sign papers. I felt completely trapped, and I used drugs a few times while on leave and on long weekends because I felt that that was the only thing that could make me feel any happiness. After a few months, my husband called the police in my command to report me for using and revealed that he had been working with NCIS for months to build a case against me for using drugs. He had been collecting evidence, including going through my phone and taking screen videos of me. Now I'm getting kicked out of the Navy after just getting promoted, and I was about to re-enlist and get a huge bonus. I won't be able to use the GI Bill, and it'll be hard to find a job. This has also ostracized me from my friends, so I'm completely lonely and isolated while he at least has friends and family for support. I guess it serves me right, but I just keep wondering why he couldn't just divorce me like a normal person and we could move on. Our first reaction's from Paco de Fan. My big question is how you ended up on the radar of NCIS. Was the new guy a supplier? Did your hubby just catch you, then go to NCIS? I just figured that someone going to them would be hearsay, and for such a small thing as using, they might not have had time for that. The OP replies, he went to them. There's more to it than that, but I can't really go into detail. Paco de Fan replied, what a crap. Well, it is my understanding that you can petition to change your discharge by starting to go to therapy or you are open about your substance abuse. I don't even think you need to do that, but it doesn't hurt to have a licensed professional who has your back, and it's just facts that people who are depressed will probably self-medicate. I know several people who have had a dishonorable discharge changed so they can go to the VA, etc. Next reaction from Enrio Dark Knight 21. And let's not forget, she cheated on him first and denied him intimacy and communication. I can't really feel sorry for this woman. In my opinion, she got what she deserved, and her husband was smart to wait to drop the bomb on her after gathering the evidence. Next reaction from Good Day to Live 23. Both of you are in the wrong in my opinion, though honestly if you still want to divorce, then speak with a divorce lawyer and see what you can do. You ever think why chimes in. If you wanted a divorce, instead of going to drugs, you should have filled the paperwork yourself and filed. So what he wouldn't sign? You should have filed and left the home. You can get divorced without his signature. He is a sneaky ours. Of course, he was going to destroy you. How dare you cheat on him? How dare you want a divorce? Navali 4 has a thought. Your situation sucks, but realistically, you ruined your own career. Don't do drugs. Your husband is a grade A a-hole for snitching you out in such a sneaky way, but at the end of the day, it was your decision to get back into drugs. Every action has consequences. That was yours. StarNerd920 rounds out the comments for this one. Honestly, he sucks, but you screwed up too, and you kind of deserved it. You ruined your own career. On to the next story. My sister might be cheating on her fiancé. Well, I'm not entirely sure and want to get second options on the matter. What better place than Reddit? I've started living with them for about a month now, and I will give her fiancé a fake name, Tom. Now, Tom went away to California for a month for army duty. It's been 4 days since then. And my sister came home for lunch break. I overheard her on the phone with one of Tom's friends, Dave, also fake name. She said something along the lines of, "Yeah, we can go to King's tonight." And I had work that day. My sister usually picks me up, but she said she's going to have her friend pick me up tonight. Then today, she came home on break talking on the phone with Tom. "Yeah, baby, I'm just really tired. I'm going to get some laundry done." Hangs up and instantly gets on the phone with Dave. They talk, can't really hear them. So when she's done, I ask her who was that. "Oh, that's Dave, one of Tom's friends. Tom knows about him." Now, when Tom was home, she was never on the phone with Dave, ever. Usually, I would go on about life, not my problem. But my anxiety won't let me, and I just want to hear some options about this. Am I overreacting? Is this something to worry about? And I get it, it's not my problem. I should just stay out of it. But man, I love Tom like my own brother. First reaction from Wallaby Fun 4859. She's definitely having an emotional affair at the very least. It's his friend and she's talking to him after she gets off the phone with her husband. Plus, she doesn't act that way when he's home. I would bring it up after recording her talking to Dave. Scary Inspector 8315 chimes in. Wait until you get proof. Reddit Avenger 2019 thinks, unless you have concrete proof, don't say anything. All it will get you is kicked out of the house. Chaotic Prime has one more comment. Sounds like something I saw my in-law did. When asked who she was talking with, she would reply, "My husband's friend. He knows him." Turns out, he doesn't. On to the next story. I just found out my boyfriend has been cheating on me online and was planning to cheat in person. My biggest fear just came to life. My boyfriend of 6 years, who I built a life with, bought a home with, and shared pets with, cheated on me. We were talking marriage and kids. I can't even begin to express the anger and betrayal I'm feeling right now, but I know you know the feeling. I was using our shared laptop to do some furniture shopping, and I thought I copied some text, but didn't successfully. When I went to paste, "Let's cheat," were the words that appeared. My heart immediately sunk. I confronted him right away, and he played dumb. He admitted that it looked wrong, but that there had to be an explanation for it. He said maybe it was sports related, blah blah blah. Then I went to his search history and found Omegle. Then I went through his downloaded app history and found Plenty of Fish and multiple other video chatting apps that were previously deleted. He tried to lie in between every one of these discoveries. When I begged for the truth, he wouldn't give it to me. I immediately said it was over. I didn't need any more proof to know what was going on here. The words, "let's cheat," gave me everything I needed to know. The sick thing is that he was doing this while we were both home, in the middle of the frickin' day. Now he's begging on his knees for me to not break up with him, but the damage is done. I could never trust him again. This was the guy I had to earn trust from, because he was cheated on in the past and all this emotional baggage. He told me that cheating was the worst thing there was and how that would never be for him. I figured if there was one person that would actually not cheat, it would be him. It was the one thing I put my full trust into. I feel numb. I can't believe this is my reality. I can't believe he wants forgiveness and thinks we can fix this. Everything in me is saying I deserve better and that I don't have to put up with this. I don't know what I'm looking for right now, but I just need to tell someone that understands what I'm going through. Our first response from Rocksitten. Mine did the whole "I was cheated on, I would never do that, blah blah blah." It's true you won't trust him again. Sometimes, months later, I still feel like it's not real. Stay strong. Prepare for love bombing and possible threats or manipulation. Not saying for sure that'll happen, but it happens a lot. I'm sorry you're going through this. The OP closes us out. He's already started the love bombing, that he can't lose me, and that he will change everything negative about himself, that I'm the person he wants to marry and be with forever. Crying, begging, all of it. He refuses to leave the house because he thinks he can win me back and make it right.